Uncontrollable giggling, munchies, confusion, you know the drill. Let's take a look at how the stoner comedy genre has evolved over time. Pot panic ruled for most of the early days of motion pictures, with the likes of the harebrained pseudo-docudrama Reefer Madness featuring one of the first high-profile depictions of recreational drug use in movies. However, the sentiments surrounding the flower would soon begin to shift from fear to rebellion. Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda perfectly encapsulated the freewheeling hippie movement in 1969's Easy Rider. The effects of the 60s are still felt to this day, with these character traits being forever inexplicably tied to the stereotypical stoner. By the late 70s, the comedy duo Cheech and Chong saw a hazy rise to prominence, which effectively helped to normalize the stoner subculture that had been bubbling up for the last decade. Up in Smoke spawned countless imitators, with the most notable being Fast Times at Ridgemont High. The lighthearted drug comedies of the 70s were short-lived, with many 80s and 90s films depicting a grimier outlook on the subject. Due to a growing backlash on the culture, fueled by Nancy Reagan's Just Say No campaign, the genre wouldn't truly re-emerge until the 90s. Movies like The Big Lebowski and Half-Baked revitalized the nature of the genre. Soon after Dave Chappelle's apex of stoner comedy, the genre started to wear thin by the time 2001's How High was released. It's hard to pin down what makes a good stoner comedy, but the derivative films that followed failed to capture the rebellious feelings that made the originals so special. If pot is too acceptable, then there's nothing rebellious about the genre, and when it's too feared, it's impossible for the films to be made.